high. Look how the club head is high. So there is your angle of attack. Loft angle is going to start to point, which allows me to start to... I had my young protege in last night, Christos, and we were working on some left hip, right shoulder delivery. One of the ingredients that gets lost on a lot of golfers is angle of attack. Angle of attack and still producing flight is one of the ingredients that is so tricky. It is so easy for golfers to create angle of attack by pushing the handle forwards in an effort to create downstrike. Now I've put the loft measuring device on the club face here because I want you to see that when the handle moves forwards, how much it affects the direction the loft of the golf club is pointing in. And when you understand that the handle driving forwards really makes the loft point in a different direction, you understand yet again why the garbage that you hear about bowing the left wrist is so prevalent. The left hip mobilizes the right shoulder. And when the left hip mobilizes the right shoulder, it allows this right shoulder to start to come more around. In yesteryear, we really saw how people are inspiring, and still to this day, a lateral shift in a downswing, which puts the left shoulder in front, which holds the right shoulder back, which gets the handle forwards, but it corrupts the loft and the direction of the face angle. And again, why we then see bowing of left wrists. When we see Christos working away with the magical broom, and I'm going to get that in a moment, what we're trying to get Christos to feel is that right shoulder working forwards, which now gets the handle working out in front, which I've talked about in many, many videos. And if you want to really capture why the right shoulder and the handle moving forwards is so important, please watch this video, then watch this video, and then watch this one down here, because those three will really change your views on why the right shoulder and the handle needs to come forwards. So with getting the right shoulder moving forwards, what it does is it starts to level out the shoulder pitch. So moving the right shoulder forwards and the left hip back, if you can think about trying to make these two shoulder pitches, shoulder pitch and pitch of your hips, if you can make them run on the same level. So instead of believing and thinking that you're trying to hitch your left hip up, can you see what it's doing to my right shoulder? It's pitching my right shoulder down. Now, if the right shoulder goes down and the left hip goes up, it really starts to change the attitude of this shaft, which gets the loft pointing out to the right. All of these things are being done in an effort to get the path inside out. Let me tell you, friends, it's garbage. Getting the handle to actually work towards the golfer, which comes from feeling the left hip back, the right shoulder high and forwards, gives you the opportunity to create an angle of attack. There's the angle of attack down. But not only that, look what's happened to the loft angle now. Look how the loft has lined up to the ball to target line. This is absolutely crucial. Because hitting down, and this is a lean in moment, everyone. Get your cup of tea, put it down, get the biscuits away. No more biscuits, just for a minute, no more biscuits. Put the biscuits down, back away from the biscuits. Lean in moment. Hitting down and creating flight is the hardest thing a golfer can ever do. Hitting down, for the most part with golfers, is that they push the handle forwards and down towards the ground. They push the handle forwards towards the target and down towards the ground. Look what it's doing to the face, making it open, which then means that you need to turn the face back in straight. Great, you've got it straight. Great, you've got down. but look at where the loft angle is pointing. It's pointing to the floor, everybody. So if you've got yourself a low lofted iron, you can see that you may hit down, you may get the face lined up, but you're going to have no loft. Now, watch this. I now get the golf club high. Look how the club head is high. So there is your angle of attack, not the amount that you push the shaft forwards, which does move low point over here and does make you strike down, but it corrupts the loft angle. So when we start to make this left hip move back and the handle move forwards, it gives me the opportunity to make the handle go low, which keeps the height of the club head. This is the crucial part of angle of attack. This is the crucial part that gets you hitting down with a square face. So I take the LMD, loft measuring device, because I'm fed up with saying that. When I get the handle moving down and I get the club head up, there's my angle of attack. There's my angle of attack, not my angle of attack driving forwards. There's my angle of attack to hit down. But I now get a monumental amount of angle of attack down 9 degrees. And I now get a face angle that starts to line up. But at the start, what I talked about with Christos moving the hip back, shoulder forwards, handle high, with the broom to swing over the top of the handle, as opposed to the broom swinging underneath the handle. So you can see this broom head is swinging underneath the handle. Look at where the face is pointing. The face is pointing at the target. That's the broom head. The head swings underneath the handle. Look at where the loft is looking. I've got loads of shaft fling, brilliant, but the face is miles out. I get the broom head swinging over the top of the handle. I now get the broom looking more down the ball line. It's not, it's looking slightly right of it, but it's not looking astronomically to the right of target. So when Christos is making these swings, what he's trying to do is get the handle moving forwards with the left hip back, keeping the right shoulder high in an effort to now change this shift of balance of power, of getting the head swinging over the top. Now, getting the head to swing over the top of the handle is creating angle of attack, is creating a loft angle that's straight. Now, a lot of you will go, Stu, hang on a minute, over the top, outside in, absolutely not. And I'll show you why. If I get this box and I put that on the outside of the ball line, so do we all agree that the path of a golf swing is in to in, like so, and if the box is the outside of the circle, what controls whether that club swings from the outside to in will be the pivot point of the grip. If the pivot point of the grip is over here, look how the club head can swing outside of that box. If the pivot point of the grip is inside the box, look how the club head can swing from the inside. So when I now come back to setup and I get Christos moving the handle forwards and the hip back, now the pressure in the grip moving the handle down and lining this face back up, look how the swing circle still arcs from the inside, loft lines back up. Forwards, handle back down, and the loft lines back up. It's the height of this head and the lining back up of that face that makes you hit down and straightens the face up. So, taking the broom away and the other implements, when I get, what club have I got here? Got a 4-iron. Lovely, good times, Stu. So I now get that box in position. What it said on the thumbnail, the left shoulder, the left hip, right shoulder, our opportunity to mobilize that handle and get that handle moving forwards can only happen if the right shoulder stays high and the left hip stays low. If I make the right shoulder low and the left hip high, you can see how it will get too much from the inside. So I go up, I move the handle forwards, left hip low, right shoulder high. Now I can get that lined back up. Now you can see where the loft angle is going to start to point, which allows me to start to work in to in. So there all of a sudden, the path line was from the inside at 3.4. I've got some angle of attack down at 4.6, and the face to path value is 0. Now the beauty with this, don't knock the camera, Stuart, is that I can feel from this spot, when the handle is underneath me, lining the loft back up, because the head is high, I've got so much angle of attack that I can actually feel the club swinging still, and it still allows me to have angle of attack. Forwards, down, swing of the golf club, because the head is high, I can swing the golf club and it will still offer me up some nice angle of attack. Let's do that again. Let's see if we can get TrackMan to behave. So handle forwards, handle down, because the head is high. Get yourself in this spot here. Handle underneath you, head high. Now I'm going to feel the club head swinging, which allows the club head to, again, still hit down, still line the face up. Look, I've felt swing, path from the inside at 3.4, face to path negative 6.6 down. This left hip, right shoulder is offering the handle track. But then Christos is really feeling how that head wants to swing over the top of the handle. It's so easy for junior golfers. The weight of the club head sucks them under. That's why you get a lot of head dipping with junior golfers. And again, it then ripples into them as an adult, and that's where you start to see the likes of Tommy Fleetwood, his caddy, trying to lift his head up. So this left hip, right shoulder really offers height in the head, a swing moment that's going to offer you the chance to control your loft, control your path. And if you're lucky, you might have a pretty decent opportunity to hit some beautiful drawn 4 irons down on your target line. Hopefully that's given you some insight into how powerful this handle orientation is. The height of your left hip, the height of your right shoulder, and the grip that allows the head to swing, to line the loft up and still get an angle of attack. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment in the box below. And that, my friends, is good coaching.